So we saw this, customer sent us the link and said, should I get this? It's basically a shifter rebuild kit. It comes with the 2 parts to rebuild your shifter, and then some lithium dielectric grease. So another really common thing, the pulley bearings in the S2000, get them now, we keep them in the store. Probably the best selling item that we offer. So this is Sebastian when he was 4 driving an RC car, and as you see, he does pretty well. I mean, he can barely hold the controller. Pretty cool jump. This is his E-Revo. This is the first time we took him RC car racing. That's the little one right there that just went by. It's a 16th scale. It's the smallest one on the track. Everyone else is running 10th scale. Nobody could see him. You have a hard time seeing it just spectating. And he got run over so many times. And I mean, you can see every car is just all over the track. He stayed pretty consistent, even with a car that's not really designed for road. We put road tires on it and lowered the suspension. But in the end, this car got badly damaged. And we said, you know what, you're sticking with it. Let's buy you a new car and let's get you back on the track. There it is, buddy.
Yep, we got it.
2-wheel drive slash. We got a bag of goodies in here. We got a new chassis. We got wheels and tires and a couple of lipos. So we'll charge the battery. You can play with it a little bit. Then we're gonna swap everything over so we can road race it.
Yeah. It's obliterated.
Yeah, that's all the broken parts from the last time. You kind of got hit like so much. Look how much bigger this is compared to that. We should do a quick side by side.
It's good.
Look at that. That thing is.
It's massive.
Thing is massive, isn't it? Look how much suspension travel it's got. So the next couple of nights, we pulled it apart, changed the chassis, adjusted the shocks, and put better wheels and tires on it for the road. And it's lowered it down quite a bit, so it should be pretty much ready to run. So we'll show you at the end of the video how it does. She was wagging her tail the whole time she was eating it, but now she's just like, she's like, I'm too concentrated.
She's too into it. She's like, I'm getting to the bottom and I gotta.
There it is. It is lithium dielectric grease. So if you don't know this, this is not for rebuilding your shifter. It's not a grease. It is more of a anti-corrosive grease for electrical components.
It looks great. Everything looks great.
It looks like the same container at a glance. And it's dielectric grease. That is something you put on your electrical connectors to stop them corroding. If you ever see that white sticky stuff Honda use, it's that. Don't use this to rebuild your shifter. No. Seriously, it's not going to work. It's going to make it worse. It might feel great for the first day, but it's not a lubricant. So there you go. It's always good to kind of bring that to your attention. That was a PSA by LHT. Little bit of knowledge for you there. It should look like these are our last 3 bottles of this. I'm going to put a couple more in the store. We're separating this stuff, but this is what it should look like. It's not lithium grease. It should be this really cool dark color right there. And it says on the side of it, super high temp Uera grease. So this is the last of our stash. If you're wondering where we've been getting it from, we haven't. This is just the last of it. So we'll separate those into our containers, and this one is going into our stash because we need it to work on customers' cars. But there you go. Be careful what you buy online, guys, unless it's from someone that actually knows what they're selling you. They could be selling you something that looks just like the real thing, but it's not. So this car Right here, white with red interior. Clutch pedal sticks down, shifts hard at times, springs need to be reversed. We looked at this car before and we noticed that the springs were reversed. The back springs are on the front and the front on the back. As you see, it's squatting really hard in the back and it's kind of high in the front. It's probably teen springs. We've seen this a lot in the past. Check brakes, check fluids. Driver's door speaker or intermittent, we can check that too and basically look it over, but we'll get it on the lift, show you what we're doing. Did he talk about maintenance? I know we've got a full sheet right now for him, George.
Yeah, the check fluids, I told him we'd pretty much just change every fluid in the car.
Yeah, that would be just makes sense. Unless one looks like it's been done, just change it all and then we're up to
because clutch pedal
date.
sticks, the master cylinder is really dirty and it's leaking on the inside pretty bad, so.
It's really dark on the bottom. It doesn't look terrible. Brake fluid actually looks pretty good. We can do a quick check on it, make sure it doesn't have water in the system. And you said the master was leaking. Yeah, you can see it's wet and dripping right there. I'll put an arrow on the screen. I try and show you guys this all the time. You've probably seen it, but this is a telltale sign that the master cylinder is leaking on the clutch. If you're not familiar with our channel, we do a lot of S2000s. Now, you've heard me say this before. The S2000 is a terrific car. It really is, and I've owned a handful of cars. This is an engineering marvel, but in 2023, in my opinion, it's just a little underpowered. So, of course, if you're on the canyon roads or if you're doing Tail of the Dragon, you know, 200 wheel horsepower is plenty. But just day to day, rolling into the gas, wanting to change lanes, wanting to have a little bit of fun, I just think it needs more power. And obviously a lot of you guys agree because you come down here and watch our videos that actually get work done by us. But 400 wheel horsepower or even 350 makes these cars just an absolute blast. We'll show you this on a separate video, but we're almost finished with this car right now. It's a good friend of ours, changing from supercharger that was on there for almost 6 years to turbo. Now, he is getting a soft top and retainers and keepers, so it's a long way from Texas to us. So I believe he came for our quality and our service. And also, we're about half the price for an OEM top compared to Honda. And we actually have it. We ordered them months and months and months ago, and we get one or two at a time and put the customer's name on it so we hold it. Also, we've got to keep in mind, this customer did come a long way. We've got to give him the best service possible. This is something that I never forget. We treat this car like it's our car. What do I want if I send my car across the country? How do I expect to be treated? I want my car 100% attention. I want the guys in the video to be the ones working on it, not a whole bunch of guys in the back. I want to see the actual guys that I think are working on my car, working on it. So this is next. Basically, the blue car is finishing up today, and then it's onto the yellow car. We only work on one car at a time. Now, it's not as fast turnaround, but it's my personality and the fact that we're a small shop, we keep it small for a reason. That car gets 100% attention. Once it's done, we're happy with it, then that gets 100% attention. That way, I treat your car like I would treat my car. I don't work on my car, take it apart, and then go somewhere else and work on something else. I stay focused until it's done. Okay, so this is it, first time out with the new car.
All right, guys, here we go. We're on the tone.
He's running a stock motor, stock shocks. All we did was lower it down with the chassis and do a little trick in the shocks to lower the shocks. We changed the weight of the oil in the shocks also. And then, of course, he has stickier tires. But that's pretty much it. And he's having a great time. I don't want to be spoiling him. I don't want him out there with a brushless motor first time out. I want him to kind of earn it. He needs to save his money to buy a brushless motor and speed control if he wants it to go faster. So we're done with that one. Now we have this one.
You need to move it. No, don't mess with that.
Well, it says VTEC
Stop it.
Nobody even knows what that is. Actually, you know the commercial where you say, you can reach us by phone, and it shows you a girl with a thing in her ear? That's it. So the purple iMac that I had and I ordered purple by mistake works out perfect because now it is on Esther's desk. I bought the Studio, so it's much more powerful than I would ever need. Let me turn the AC off. I got the Studio monitor. This is fantastic. Just the fact that it works all the time, it's trouble-free. It costs more money, but I wish I'd have gone to Apple a long time ago. So this is just setting this up right now. So this video that you're watching is filmed and edited using the Apple Studio. Little PSA here. We don't run anything over these fenders. We don't put fender covers on. We don't lean on them, even though sometimes there's a little bit of damage. We don't want to add damage. We don't want to put any mark on a car that didn't already come with it. Well, this is what we do for compressed air. We have to put an apparatus on here to put pressurized air in the cylinders so we can basically change the retainers and keepers. It's super easy. Just run the hose underneath the engine bay right there. There's a big whacking gray hole under there. Stick the hose in here. You can get this to our apparatus. There's a regulator that goes on here that connects to that so we can keep 100 psi of pressure in there. We'll also do a leak down at the same time. Also a good idea to check your coil clips. These look like they're actually in good shape, but this is one of the first things we see. A bag full of peace of mind right there. Didn't see anything noticeably bad, did you? Nope. Peace of mind. So it now has the new AP2 retainers and keepers in there. Now we're going to put it back together, adjust the lifters. It did want us to change those two pulley bearings down there. We'll double check it once we take this apart. We'll take the belt off and get a kind of a little sound clip for you. But it's always good to replace those, especially because they're only 10 bucks each. I want to test your memory to see how good it is, if it's as good as what I think mine is.
Okay. Did you figure it out and you've already like proven yourself right? Or?
Yeah, I kind of pre-interviewed myself to make sure I was right.
Before you turn the camera, you make sure you've got it figured out and then come out here.
This car came all the way from Texas, and I just spoke to my dad on Skype and he did the same thing. How many shops does he pass to get to you, and why can't you find a shop in Texas to replace the soft top and, you know, retainers? Do you remember we had a guy that drove from Texas non-stop, got here in the morning, dropped the car off, we did a soft top.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to go to the movies. There's a mall real close by with a big movie theater. He went to the movies, ate, came back, picked it up, drove, and left. And we're looking at each other like, how can you drive whatever it is from Texas 13, 14 hours, go watch a movie all day unless you slept?
Yeah, he probably slept in the movie.
He went to the movie theater and he goes, you know, I'm going to pick the boring movie and I'm going to sit in the back.
What's the most boring thing you got?
I didn't think about it that way. It's probably the better idea.
I'll take 2 tickets so I can sleep for 5 hours.
I'll take 2 tickets to the worst movie you have because I don't want to be bothered. But yeah, he came all the way from Texas for a soft top, left, went to the movie, came back, and he was still, I thought the guy would have been like a zombie. He was still just, hey guys, great, top was great, looked at the car, all right, paid his bill, took off, drove back to Texas, got an email, hey, I made it back. Yeah, that must be it. That sounds more plausible, because every time I tell that story to someone, somebody goes, there's no way, and I go, no, no, he did.
That's right, when this came here on a trailer, I'm like, what, the guy didn't drive it like the last guy?
Yeah, it came on a trailer, he's going to fly in and pick it up and head back. If you're not watching the Red S2000 build, we're now changing cats again. This is the big fat cat we tested. This is the resonated straight through test pipe. This is our double cat system, so we are doing another cat. It's so close. Once we get that cat figured out, we'll put the rest of the body panels on, and then we'll do some street driving, some testing, some sound clips, and all the fun part. This, if you're interested, we're going to sell this thing. I paid 140 bucks for it. I want to sell it for 100. If you can use these merge pieces, if you can use the O2 bunks, great. It will fit on an S2000, but it's a little tight. Probably fit on something with a little bit more room. This we're going to keep because we can use it. This, same thing, we're probably going to use one of those cats on our CRX. We're going to rebuild that CRX motor this year coming up, and probably put a high flow cat on there, and maybe a header. Just spruce that thing up a little bit. That CRX is really needs a motor rebuild. It's a little tired. But keep an eye on that video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget, enjoy your cats.